I think we can all admit, Call of Duty brings out the worst in us sometimes. The game makes us angry, specifically the guns, and that's what we're going to focus on today. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos. Today, we're going to get angry together. Today, we're going to go over the top 20 guns that made you rage. They made you angry. They absolutely flat out pissed you off. Drop a like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you guys are enjoying these new face cam intros, definitely let me know. Show some love. Let's set a like goal for 982 likes in the first 24 hours. And now, let's jump into it. The top 20 guns that made you absolutely rage. At number 20 today, we're gonna start off with the Elsat in Black Ops 2. We know it was busted. We know it took no skill to use, and yet Treyarch thought it was a great idea to hand it to you and me on a default class with FMJ rounds and a target finder optic. It was a perfect gun for people who didn't actually want to play the game. Instead, they just wanted to sit in a corner or head glitch and get cheap kills. Black Ops 2 was a pretty fairly balanced game in terms of weaponry. The Elsat was not. Way too easy to exploit and took so much integrity out of the game, and it pissed us off. At number 19, the Hades in Black Ops 4. Let's stick with the LMG hate, right? The Hades was pretty interesting. It was decent on its own, but what made it so rage-inducing, it was that crossbar attachment. It was an exclusive operator mod that basically turned into a better version of the chainsaw, if you remember that, from COD Ghosts. You would lose your ability to aim down sight. Ooh, big deal. In return, you got a tight hip fire spread, super fast movement speeds for an LMG. You could just zip around the map, slide around corners, hold down the trigger, shred through anybody who got in your way. It was a cheesy way to play. It was insanely frustrating to get killed by. Speaking of cheesy things from Black Ops 4, we love our segues here. At number 18, the Mozzu. Yeah, nothing worse than running around the battlefield, getting instantly killed from across the map by somebody that just spammed a pistol at you. Mozzu revolver? It's alright on its own accord. Skull splitter attachment? Well, that's where it became an instant kill to the head no matter what. Obviously, people were going to abuse it. People would load into a match with the Mozzu skull splitter, jump, slide, dip, dodge, duck, dive, and unload at anybody they saw. As long as just one shot made contact with the enemy's head, they were gone. Now, I did love using it, I'll admit it, but in a game like Black Ops 4 where the time to kill was so long and every gun needed 5 to 7 shots to kill, getting instantly deleted by a pistol from 50 feet away, it pissed me off. At number 17, the MV4 in Infinite Warfare. Question, why was everyone using it? Answer, we know why everyone was using it. It was just really annoying to get killed by over and over again, and there were no other guns. It was like there was no other guns in the game. Starting AR, obviously the best choice for low-level and high-level players alike because great time to kill, no lack of recoil. It was just an easy gun to use. It took no skill to get good with it. So getting killed by it over and over again was sometimes enough to get you to honestly rage quit, back out of the lobby, uninstall the game for another time. At number 16, the MP40 in World at War. Raise your hand if you actually used this back in the day. It was broken in 2008. You boot up the game right now, it's still broken. They never patched it. I mean, from day one onward, World at War was dominated by one gun. And this one gun could kill with 2 bullets, anywhere. I know it bounced. Sure, the recoil, you could argue and say, oh, Jimmy, the recoil was really bad. Oh, come on. Fire rate wasn't that high. Come on. You killed people with 2 bullets. Why was it a thing? Who thought it was a good idea? It was fun to have in your own hands, of course. But if you were on the receiving end of it, which you were a lot, it was like a swift kick in the nuts. You got mad. It felt so cheap. At number 15, the R90 in Modern Warfare. Getting doofed was never fun. Getting set on fire by a doof, that was even less fun. Join into a shipment match where half the lobby was spamming the doof, and it was enough to make you immediately back out of the lobby and rethink your life. I'm still not sure what Infinity War was going for with this gun. It's a pump shotgun, good damage, great range, fired twice as fast as normal as a pump shotgun. Like, how did they not think it was going to be a problem? And then you put incendiary shells in there too? How can you not expect hate? At number 14, the UMP45 in Modern Warfare 2 2009. This is a more subtle hate, subtle rage. Much like the MP40 at World at War, it's got a lot of rage thrown in its direction because it was an SMG that could kill you with 2 bullets from basically everywhere, but it kind of did it under the radar. It was underrated. It was. A lot of people didn't even know about it. Now, I don't care how slowly the gun fired. I don't care how bouncy the recoil was. It was going to make you mad. The whole point of an SMG is supposed to be strong up close but struggle at range, and yet here's an SMG two-tapping people from across the map like it's a marksman rifle. Super satisfying, of course. Absolutely infuriating to go up against. Getting sniped by an SMG, that is something that you new school COD players are lucky that you never had to deal with. At number 13, the Akimbo FMG9 Modern Warfare 3 2000. I'm not going to tell you the story, COD champs, you already know. But do you like getting instantly deleted by 2 massive bullet hoses that anybody can fit in their pocket? No. Well, Modern Warfare 3 doesn't care about your feelings because they put them in the game. They're one of the, if not the most annoying secondary weapon ever put in COD history. I mean, no clue why they had such massive magazines, why they had such high base damage, but it led to literally insta-killing machine pistols that were actually better than most of the primaries in smaller locations. They were definitely fun and infected, but in normal pubs, they piss people off. At number 12, the RSASS in Modern Warfare 3 2011. Just gonna say it, a semi-auto sniper should never be this strong. It had no fire rate cap, no recoil, still had a one-shot kill range to the upper chest and head while being a two-shot kill everywhere else. Snipers are supposed to at least be a little bit skill-based. But this thing was one of the easiest guns in COD history to use, and then you paired it with all the crazy perks and streaks in Modern Warfare 3, you could literally cheddar cheese your way to the top of the leaderboard every single match. If somebody on the other team was using it, may as well have just backed out and looked for another lobby because you were not going to have a good time. At number 11, I don't know if we've ever mentioned this gun on a video. The ERAD Cyclopian in Infinite Warfare. Now, the ERAD was a neat little laser SMG in Infinite Warfare. It was balanced until you whipped out the Cyclopian variant, which is an awesome name. Basically turned it into a little Ghostbusters laser. It fired one continuous beam of energy at the enemy, and it would even bend and lock onto them if you were close enough, which is kind of stupid if you think about it now. Nothing is worse than dodging your enemy's gunfire, but then you die anyway because they're using a magical Ghostbuster laser that you literally couldn't avoid once they started holding down the trigger. At number 10, Marshall 16 in Black Ops 3, the first official DLC pistol in Black Ops 3, added to supply drops, could instantly kill you with a single shot, also made a really loud, annoying firing sound and let you hold two of them at the same time so you can fire them one right after another or fire them at the same time to essentially double your insta-kill range. Since they were locked behind supply drops, hardly anyone actually got to use them. That made it even more infuriating to get killed by because you never got lucky enough to pull one. You literally couldn't use them in return against someone on the other team. Now, I definitely swim in nostalgia, and I'm nostalgic for the jetpack era of COD, but I absolutely do not miss supply drop exclusive guns. At number 9, the 725 in Modern Warfare 2019. I made a video the other day, and I forgot this thing, and I got roasted for it, so here you go. 725 was thankfully patched after a while, but the first few months, untouchable. If you walked in front of somebody using it, regardless of how far they were, there was a good high chance you were going to drop dead. There was nothing you could do about it. Even after it was nerfed, some people were dedicated to spamming it and building out the most annoying classes possible so they could relive the glory days. They just wouldn't let go. And much to the frustration of the rest of us who kept getting insta-killed by it over and over again. At number 8, the M2187 in Infinite Warfare. Model 1887, one of the most iconic weapons in COD history. I respect Infinity Ward for bringing back a futuristic variant, but this thing was stupid. Especially because it could be dual-wielded, just like the 2009 Classic, which meant you could instantly delete anybody flying around the map, bouncing from wall to wall, swinging like they were Spider-Man as if they were weightless. Classic example of something that was really fun to use. Absolutely rage-inducing when they were used against you, because if somebody was running the Akimbo 2187s and they had good movement, you couldn't counter them. You just had to deal with the fact they were going to erase you over and over again. At number 7, the ASM-1 Speakeasy in Advanced Warfare. It was annoying enough on its own, but the Speakeasy variant, it just pissed people off. Come on, base gun plus added buffs made it better, plus the fact you had to get lucky to get it out of a supply drop. What did they end up doing the math on that? You had like a 0.1% chance or some crazy stuff. Overpower guns are one thing. Overpower guns that don't get patched and locked behind a random number generator that costs money, that's a whole different beast. The ASM-1 Speakeasy was a top-tier weapon in Advanced Warfare from day one all the way to day whatever, and only a small percentage of the player base actually got it. I opened probably thousands of supply drops, and I don't think I pulled this thing until later on in the life cycle. At number 6, same thing. Val 27 Obsidian Steed, one of the most hated guns in COD history. Ridiculously overpowered on its own, but this is a variant that was ridiculously overpowered and buffed. The Val was popular, right? But the Steed? It gave it a massive damage buff that made it even more of a monster with basically no consequence. So if you hated getting killed by the Val 50 times a match on the default class, wait till you get in a match with somebody with the Steed. Yeah, we're just going to shove it down your throat every time you watch the kill cam. Now we arrive at the top 5. The MP5 in Modern Warfare, the reboot. Now this gun is seen as one of the sweatiest guns in the franchise. That started with this game. On paper, it's not that insane, but in practice, people went bananas with it, totally destroyed the weapon's reputation. Everybody in the community now associates the MP5 with slide canceling, jump spamming, stim shotting, MLG wannabes who ruined your fun over and over again back in the Modern Warfare 2019 era. So many people in the community now, they absolutely despise the MP5. And it's all because of this version. It showed up here. It forever tainted the reputation because before this game, it was beloved. Not anymore. I can feel my blood pressure going up making this video. At number 4, the M4 Modern Warfare, the reboot, this freaking game. I mean, sometimes a gun is just way too good, way too easy, and that leads to it being spammed and the entire community hating it because, why not? They hate it, but they use it, right? That's what happened here. Unlocked relatively early in the assault rifle progression, featured a great rate of fire, solid damage, fantastic time to kill, low recoil, giant list of attachments, could make it perfect for basically any playstyle, and it would allow it to outperform essentially every gun in the game as long as you knew what you were doing. Heck, even you didn't know what you were doing, who cares? You could dominate with the M4. Timmy could dominate with the M4. It was too easy to use. It was way too versatile, and it destroyed the variety of the game. All the sweats were spamming the MP5, and then everyone else was spamming the M4. Such amazing variety. At number 3, the M16 in COD 4, the most busted AR in COD history, maybe. 3-round burst, extremely fast fire rate, only needed 2 bullets to connect in order to drop a target, which gave it a blistering fast time to kill. In Modern Warfare Remaster, it was even more blistering because it was broken because we had improved connection. It was easier to take those 2 bullets in a blink of an eye and erase the target. Getting killed by the M16 is one of the most frustrating things I've ever experienced, for sure. But not quite. Number 2, the VMP in Black Ops 4. I'm going to say it, easily the most overpowered SMG in COD history. Almost single-handedly destroyed the reputation of Black Ops 4's multiplayer experience, and since it was a DLC weapon, yeah, not everybody got it. Okay. Black Ops 4 VMP, huge magazine, great damage stats, super low recoil, lightning fast handling. There was literally nothing you could do against it except for whip out your own, assuming you actually had one, which most of you didn't. Got to the point where if somebody was seen using it, the entire lobby would just start flaming them in the voice chat because the gun literally ruined the integrity of the game as a whole. Speaking of guns that ruin the integrity of Black Ops games, at number 1, oh, it's back on top. The 205 Brettie, Black Ops 3, semi-auto shotgun, big magazine, great damage, insane range, literally 0 skill required to perform well. If somebody was using the Brettie, there was nothing you could do. Just whip out your own Brettie if you had it, and since, I take that back, everybody had this one. That meant the lobby, it would quickly turn into Brettie spam as far as the eye could see. This gun completely destroyed every lobby it showed up in. It's the most skillless gun in the franchise, the most hated gun in the franchise, and absolutely the gun that provoked the most rage because if somebody killed you with a Brettie, there was no skill involved. If somebody topped the lobby with a Brettie, that doesn't mean they were good. They didn't even try. Come on. Let me know 2 guns that pissed you off the most that did not make my pissed off list. See you guys soon. I gotta go calm down.